Hi everybody, it's Andrew Gaffney with Retail Touchpoints. I'm here at the NRF Big Show, and I'm joined by Aaron Sanandris and Brent Paulson from UNTUCKit. Most of you out there are probably familiar with the UNTUCKit brand. It's one of the fastest growing brands in the apparel business. And a lot of people are probably familiar from the direct business of ordering it direct, but you guys have been expanding pretty significantly on the store front. Can you share with our viewers a little bit about what that expansion plan is like?
Yeah, absolutely. So we launched as an online kind of e-com platform in 2011. And it was pretty clear early on that in order to build the amount of trust that you need with your customers, you're going to need to have some sort of offline presence. There was just a trust bridge as people went online and saw a company that doesn't have a retail presence where they can't go in and touch and feel the product that they're going to ultimately purchase. It just reduces the level of trust that you would establish with that individual. So stores early on were always going to be a part of our growth plan. And we launched our first store in Soho in New York in 2015, and the response was phenomenal. We saw amazing conversion rates. We saw an online to offline lift. We saw an offline to online lift. It was a real symbiotic relationship. Since then, we've opened 25 stores. We opened 17, Brent actually opened 17 stores last year alone. Sorry, that's even wrong. Opened 20 stores last year alone. So it was crazy, and looking to open probably another 20 stores in 2018.
That's a rapid expansion plan. So Brent, you've felt the pains of rolling all that other new stores. What have been some of the experiences of mirroring the digital experience in the physical store?
Well, the fun part is the customer walks into our store with some familiarity of our brand. And the store environment gives them the ability then to touch and feel it and eliminate any kind of questions about why would I buy from this product. Ideally, our people are making that connection seamless and fluid and comfortable for them, so they walk away feeling good about our product.
Now, we're here at the NRF show, and you guys are being showcased for some of the technology work you're doing in RFID and mirroring with some of that digital experience. What are the goals for you with doing that?
So one of the biggest goals that we had when we decided to go offline was to make sure that we did it in such a way that we could collect the amount of data that we collect online. So online is phenomenal. You know all about your customer base. You know where they're searching online. You know what's working, what's not working, and you can make the appropriate tweaks. Offline, you don't have, at least first thought, that same amount of data. The concern was you go offline and you lose your customer in the store. You know what they buy, but you don't know what their customer journey is and what the conversion path is. And so what we've done in partnering with companies like Retail Next and partnering with companies like SATO and putting RFID technology into one of our pilot stores is creating an absolute treasure trove of data that does a couple of things. One, inventory management clearly is a huge issue for a physical retailer. So helps us manage inventory in a way that we never even thought possible. And then secondly, it improves the overall customer experience because it allows our store associates to have more data about how to fit and how to size accurately. It allows our store associates and store managers to make sure that they're ordering the right style shirts to fit those stores, because now we have, in a way we never had before, an amount of data around what's working in one particular store, and that might be unique to that one particular store.
Brent, talk a little bit about what the rollout has looked like. Aaron said it was in a pilot store. Is it in the flagship store in New York?
We've positioned it in our flagship store on 5th Avenue. We're just starting to gather data today that really gives us finite information as to what's happening and when. The quantity of the movement of product from the try-on area into the fitting room, we can ultimately then match and see what customers purchase, and maybe more importantly, what's not being purchased and why. So the customer that's not fitting in our product, we can then begin to understand what do we need to do differently.
Right. And Aaron, we were talking about it earlier, you guys are obviously very passionate about the customer experience, and fit is so important to you. This all centers into that as well. Talk a little bit more about that if you could.
So it absolutely enhances the customer experience. I kind of touched on some of those before, but another aspect, if you think about worker productivity within the store, if you can make and improve the chances that I hand you the right shirt the first time, your chances of converting will be significantly higher than if you have to either size up or size down. That's because of time. It's also because people generally like wearing a size that they're comfortable with, and we might not be sized the same way that particular brand was. So having an ability where you can either go online, find in store, have 100% confidence that customer is going to arrive at the store and the product's going to be there, as opposed to not knowing where the product is, That level of confidence allows that omni-channel kind of process, and then worker productivity and making sure you have the inventory in store just enhances and feeds into that overall customer experience.
Well, I want to thank you both very much. It's been exciting for UNTUCKit, and we're excited to see the growth, and thanks for making time for us today. Thanks, Aaron.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.